writing task 2. Let's get started within a minute. Let's wait for our students to join. So again, a week start ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നു. Today is Monday. എല്ലാവരും അവരുടെ വർക്ക്സ് ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് ബിസി ആയിരിക്കും. So let's wait for our students to join. Yes. Good morning. Yes, our students are joining. Very happy for that. Good morning, all of you. Okay, the climate, വളരെ നല്ല climate ആണ്. It's sunny today. Okay, hope all are preparing well for your examination. Anybody have exam in coming week? ഈ ആഴ്ചയിൽ ആർക്കെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ എക്സാം ഉണ്ടോ? And how is your preparations going? Okay, yes. Our students have joined and let's start. Okay, once again, good morning to everyone. Today it's IELTS writing task 2. I'm sure that you're all aware in writing task 2 what are the question you may get. അല്ലേ, ഏത് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ് റൈറ്റിംഗ് ടാസ്ക് 2 IELTSൽ വരുന്നത്? യെസ്, ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി എസ്സേ. വെരി ഗുഡ്, എസ്സേസ് ആണ് അല്ലേ. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും ക്ലാസ്സുകളിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പല ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എസ്സേസ് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഫോമാറ്റ്സ്, ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ദാറ്റ് യു മേ ഗെറ്റ് അല്ലേ. സോ ഹിയർ ഐ ആം വിത്ത് അനദർ ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എസ്സേ. Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning. Yes, Shiji, good morning. Subin, good morning. Good morning to all. Okay, see, here we have a question. Today, let's directly go into a question and we'll discuss how to deal with such a question. Good morning, Shinto. Okay, here is an example. Here's a question for you all. Many university students live with their families, while others live away from home because the universities are in different places. That is a statement over there. Many university students live with their families, while others live away from home because their universities are in different places. And our question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of both situations? Also a question over there. Which type of essay is this? ഇത് ഏതൊരു ടൈപ്പ് എസ്സേ ആണ്? നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തതിൽ നിന്ന് ഇത് ഏത് ടൈപ്പ് എസ്സേ ആണെന്നാണ്, വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ ഇൻസൈറ്റ്? നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്താണ് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ? What do you identify from such a question? ഏത് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എസ്സേ ആണ്? ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്, വാട്ട് ആർ ദ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ആൻഡ് ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ഓഫ് ബോത്ത് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ? വിച്ച് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇസ് ദിസ്? ഇസ് ദിസ് ആസ്കിങ് ഫോർ യുവർ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ? നിങ്ങൾ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ ഇതിനകത്ത് ചോദിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? യെസ്, എന്താണ്? വാട്ട് ഡു യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ഫ്രം ദിസ്? ഇതിൽ ഇങ്ങനൊരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ എഴുതാൻ സാധിക്കുമോ? നമ്മൾ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ എഴുതേണ്ട ആവശ്യമുണ്ടോ? വാട്ട് ആർ ദ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ആൻഡ് ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ഓഫ് ബോത്ത് സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ്? ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി നോ. യെസ്, അതെ, നമ്മുടെ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ അവിടെ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. കാരണം ഇതിൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്താണ്? വാട്ട് ആർ ദ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് and disadvantages of both situation. First തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ആണ് അല്ലേ. What is the situation over there? Many university students live with their families. കുറേ കുട്ടികൾ ഫാമിലീസ് ആയിട്ട് താമസിക്കുന്നു. That is the first situation over there. And second one, while others live away from home because their universities are in different places. രണ്ട് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് അവിടെ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് വണ്ണിൽ ഏതാണ് പറയുന്നത്? Many students live with their families. അവരുടെ ഫാമിലീസ് ആയിട്ട് താമസിക്കുന്നു. That means they stay with their family. While others live away from home. Because their universities are different places. That means they might be in hostel or any paying guest. Where എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ആയിരിക്കും apart away from their family. Okay, ആ രണ്ട് ടൈപ്പാണ് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത്. അത് what are the advantages and disadvantages of both situation? അങ്ങനെയുള്ള രണ്ട് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ്റെ എന്താണ് ചോദിച്ചേക്കുന്നത്? അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ആൻഡ് ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ്. കീ പോയിന്റ് ഹിയർ ഈസ് അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ്. ദേ ആർ ആസ്കിങ് ഫോർ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ്. അപ്പം സോ വി ഷുഡ് റൈറ്റ് ടു അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് അല്ലേ? സിംഗിൾ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എഴുതിയാൽ മതിയോ? നോ, ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി ഷുഡ് റൈറ്റ് ടു അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ്, 2 or 3 ഡിപ്പെൻഡ്സ് അപ്പോൺ യു. ഒന്നിൽ കൂടുതൽ തീർച്ചയായും എഴുതണം. കാരണം ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ തന്നെ എന്താണ് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്? വാട്ട് ആർ ദ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ആൻഡ് ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് ഓഫ് ബോത്ത് സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ്. രണ്ടും വി ഷുഡ് റൈറ്റ് 2 or more. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഹൗ ടു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ആൻ essay? ഇത്രയും ക്ലാസ്സസ് ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ഐ എം ഷുവർ ദാറ്റ് യു ഓൾ know to write better essays. So, how to start an essay? എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഒരു essay സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? First, what are we supposed to do? Yes, I want all my students to participate actively. Waiting for your valuable comments. How to start an essay? What is the first thing that we should do when we start writing an essay? എന്താണ് നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? Very good. First, we should plan an essay. അല്ലേ? How to write. We should plan how to write an essay. Yes. First thing is plan. Yes, Anu, Prince says paraphrase. Yes, very good. Before that, we should plan an essay before we start writing. Planning is the key point of essay writing. Otherwise, as IELTS exam is time-based exam, you may run out of time. Okay. Anu Prince, overall, that all come in task 1 graph. Okay. Now we are discussing regarding essay. Okay, Anu? Okay. First thing is the plan essay. Plan an essay. How can you plan an essay? You should plan what to be written in the introduction part. You should have a prior plan. You should understand the question. Because നമ്മളുടെ ബാൻഡ് ഏതൊക്കെ 4 ക്രൈറ്റീരിയ അനുസരിച്ചാണ് വരുന്നത്? വാട്ട് ആർ ദ 4 ക്രൈറ്റീരിയാസ്? ടാസ്ക് അച്ചീവ്മെൻറ്റ് അല്ലേ? ടാസ്ക് റെസ്പോൺസ്. 25% of the marks you gain from task response. Have you answered the question correctly? Is the answer up to the task? Response correct ആണോ അല്ലേ? First thing is that. Second thing, cohesion and coherence. Or coherence and cohesion. That means whether your essay is organized in a good way. Proper linking words undo, proper connection undo. Is there a flow? That is a second criteria. That also carries 25% of the mark. Next one is lexical resource. What do you mean by lexical resource? Yes, definitely. It's vocabulary. You should showcase different academic vocabularies. That means you are not supposed to repeat same words over and over again. Clear? And the final criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical range and accuracy. You are not supposed to repeat the same type of sentences. You should show you can write essay in better way. Pala sentence structures kondanna we should show that we can write different types of sentence structures. Clear? ഇതെല്ലാം മൈൻഡ് വെച്ചിട്ട് വേണം when you start an essay, you should plan. ഓരോ രീതിയും നമ്മൾ മൈൻഡ് വെച്ചിട്ട് വേണം നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ. ക്ലിയർ? ഓക്കെ. ഫസ്റ്റ് തിങ് ഇസ് ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ അല്ലേ? After understanding all these things, when we plan, first we should write an introduction. Introduction, the first thing, what are you supposed to write in an introduction? Topic related general statement. Is it mandatory? if we know a good sentence, certainly you can write topic related general statement എഴുതാം. അതിൽ ഒരു തെറ്റുമില്ല. That is a good approach. You can write a topic related general statement here. Okay, then the next thing is, as Anu said, paraphrase. We should paraphrase the question. What do you mean by paraphrase the question? എന്താണ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പാരാഫ്രേസിംഗ് എന്താണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്? Shinu says rephrasing the question without meaning change. Good. Definitely അത് തന്നെയാണ്. You should rephrase the question, but your meaning of the question should be same. Questionന്റെ meaning മാറരുത്, and you should use different synonyms and rephrase the question. Very good. Okay. That is rephrase or paraphrase the question. Third one is thesis. What is a thesis statement? എന്താണ് ഒരു thesis statement? That shows what are you going to do in your essay. എന്താണ് നമ്മൾ എസ്സേയിൽ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്, അല്ലേ? അതാണ് നമ്മുടെ thesis statement. Our thesis statement says what are we writing in our essay. നമ്മുടെ എസ്സേയിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് എഴുതാൻ പോകുന്നതെന്ന് വ്യക്തമാക്കി കൊടുക്കുന്ന സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻ്റ് ആണ് thesis statement. Okay, so a good introduction should have a topic related general statement. That is not mandatory. If you are aware about the topic, you can definitely write a topic related general statement. Next one is the paraphrase or rephrase the question. That means without changing the meaning, you can rephrase the question. And the third important thing is the thesis statement. In thesis statement, you should clearly mention what are you going to do in the essay. Here our question was, what are the advantages and disadvantages? Is it clear to you all? So in our thesis statement, we should clearly mention that this essay deals with the advantages as well as disadvantages. Okay, are you all following? Okay, clear ആണോ ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ എങ്ങനെയാണ് എഴുതേണ്ടതെന്ന്? Okay, so then we should have a proper plan. അല്ലേ, നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ തന്നെ എസ്സേ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് തന്നെ we should have a proper plan. That means what are we going to do in the body 1? അല്ലേ, body 1 എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ കഴിഞ്ഞു അടുത്ത പാരഗ്രാഫായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. Let's call it as paragraph 2 itself. Okay, so that you can avoid your confusion ഉണ്ടാവാതെ ഇരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി I'll call it as paragraph 2. ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ കഴിഞ്ഞു, നെക്സ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫ്, അത് ബോഡി 1ലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ പോകുമ്പോൾ ഹിയർ നമ്മളോട് ചോദിച്ചത് എന്താ? ഇൻ അവർ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ദ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ വാസ് വാട്ട് ആർ ദ advantages and disadvantages of both the situations. അല്ലേ, രണ്ട് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ്റെയും അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസും ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസും ചോദിച്ചത് കൊണ്ട് we are supposed to write advantages and disadvantages. So it's better that to write an advantage and a disadvantage in body 1. Okay, body 1ൽ ഒരു അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എഴുതാം, ഒരു ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എഴുതാം. In second body, in the third paragraph, ബോഡി 2ൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തീർച്ചയായും ഒരു the next advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so that we have mentioned both the advantages and disadvantages. Is it clear? Okay, can you say what are the advantages of this situation while students live with their families? What are the advantages of such a scenario? Many students live with their family. University students, while studying, they live with their family. What are the advantages of such a scenario, such a situation? What is the advantages? Yes or no? അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷനിലെ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എന്താണ്? വീട്ടിൽ താമസിച്ച് നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുമ്പോൾ what are the advantages? Yes? Chinto, Megha, what are the advantages while studying, while we're staying with our family and going for studies? Can you mention an advantage? എന്തായിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഫാമിലിയുടെ കൂടെ നിന്ന് പഠിക്കുന്നതിലുള്ള അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ്? അനു? Shilpa? Good. Shilpa says cost of living can be reduced. Cost of living. No need to pay for. Yes, very good. Nasrayan says no need to pay for accommodation. Exactly. When we stay with our family, no need to pay for accommodation and such other like food. Very good. Okay. Okay, good. Any other advantages? That was a good answer. No need to pay for accommodation. That is an advantage. Any other advantages? We get support from our family, right? We'll get support. Even we get support from our family. That is also an advantage. Loneliness can be, yes, good, very good. Loneliness can be reduced. That means we get support from our family members. That are the advantages. Any other advantages? Definitely you can comment. What are the other advantages of such a situation? Support from family. Good. Okay. So we got family support and no need to pay for accommodation, so that we can save money. No need to pay for accommodation, food and all other things. So we got 2 advantages here. Now what are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages of that? If we stay in a family, there could be too much distractions. So many children or some neighbors, all visitors may come. It may be during our exam time or such situations. There may be distractions, right? In paragraph 1, we can say living with families, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. Clear? And then when we go to next one, we can say away from the family. Disadvantages as well as advantages. If university is far from home, yes, vehicle is transportation charges could be reduced. If university is very good, that means we have to pay more and even takes time to travel to such long distance. Very good. So these are the advantages as well as disadvantages of both the situations. So after planning all these things, we have to even write a conclusion. So introduction, 2 body paragraph, and the final thing is the conclusion. Personal circumstances differ, but we can identify advantages and disadvantages of both situations. We should clearly mention that even if the circumstances differ for each person, there might be advantages as well as disadvantages of both situations. Here I have a sample essay. It says, it is true that although some university students are able to live with their families while studying in their hometown, others are forced to live away from the home in order to pursue their studies. There are advantages and disadvantages of both these situations. It is clearly mentioned that it is true that although some university students are able to live with their families while studying in their hometown, others are forced to live from home in order to pursue their studies. Here you can see that the question is paraphrased. See, we have paraphrased the question. There is no difference in the meaning, but we have used different synonyms to get the same meaning. Clear? And the thesis statement, it is mentioned that there are advantages and disadvantages of both these situations. So, it's understood that what this essay is going to be dealt with. Clear? ഈ എസ്സേയിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നതെന്നാണ് നമ്മളോട് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. There are advantages and disadvantages of both these situations. Clear? Here, the vocabulary over here is to pursue their studies. It is an expression, to pursue their studies. What is the meaning of to pursue their studies? To pursue their studies. That means to continue study. Here, it's an example. Peter and Mary have got jobs at McDonald's, but they plan to continue their studies part-time. That means to pursue their studies. That means it is an expression that you can use while writing your essays. To pursue their studies is to continue their studies. The next one is, okay, let's move on to introduction part is over. We are moving to the body paragraph. Body 1. Okay. If university students are able to live with their families, there are both benefits and drawbacks. In the first sentence itself, we have said that if university students are able to live with their families, there are both benefits and drawbacks. Both are there. And we are going to explain that. Firstly, see, there is a linker. We have added firstly. Firstly, one major advantage is that they are able to economize, since they do not have to pay for accommodation. We have told the point and we are explaining it. See, first major advantage is that they are able to economize. How? We are giving an explanation for that. Since they do not have to pay for accommodation. Our point is clear. Secondly, they enjoy family support in terms of sharing meals, heating cost, possibly even sharing a room with a brother or sister. And next they says that they don't have to. Secondly, they enjoy the family support. Second point comes over here is they enjoy the family support. Clear? That is also explained. And however, so they are going to say some disadvantages of staying in their home. അവരുടെ വീട്ടിൽ തന്നെ താമസിച്ച് പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുമ്പോൾ what are the advantages എന്നാണ് ഫസ്റ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത്. We have mentioned both the advantages and have given an explanation for that. The next one here they are saying is however. So however connect word ആണ്. When however come, they are going to say something against that, അല്ലേ? അതിന് ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് എന്തോ ഒരു കാര്യമാണ് അവിടെ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. However, punctuations gives you mark. And after however, you're supposed to put a comma. Clear? However, the home situation may also have disadvantages. There are some disadvantages as well. Family routines are often disruptive for students who have to concentrate on studies in a quiet atmosphere. If there are some festivals or so many relatives come to the family, ചിലപ്പോൾ സ്റ്റഡീസിനെ ഡിസ്ട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്യാനൊരു സാധ്യത ഉണ്ടാവുന്നുണ്ട്. Okay, disruptive for students who have to concentrate on their studies in a quiet atmosphere without a dedicated space in which to study, for example, in the evening or at weekends. It is hard to keep up with the study schedule. See? And even they have given an example, without a dedicated space in which to study, for example in the evening or at weekends, it is hard to keep up with a study schedule. See, whatever we are writing, we should explain it, and it's always good to give examples as well. Our points should be clear and clarity should be there, and the examiner should understand why we said this point. Okay, let's see the vocabularies from this one. Disruptive. Disruptive is an adjective. It means causing problems. അല്ലേ? Disruptive എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ? causes problems. Which type of problems? Such as noise, so that something cannot continue normally. നമുക്കൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇഫ് വി ഡോണ്ട് ഗെറ്റ് എ ഫ്ലോ, അല്ലേ, നമുക്ക് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല എന്നുള്ളത് വരുമ്പോഴാണ് വി മേ ഗെറ്റ് ഡിസ്ട്രപ്റ്റീവ്. Example, the librarian had to warn some disruptive students who were talking too loudly in the library. There were some students who was making some noises and they were speaking talking loudly, and the librarian had to warn them. That means it was destructive for other students. That is the meaning of disruptive, causing problem. Clear? You are supposed to use such type of vocabularies in your writing. Next one is dedicated. What do you mean by dedicated? എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാവുന്ന വാക്കാണ് അല്ലേ. If you are a dedicated student, you can come out with flying colors. Dedicated. What do you mean by dedicated? If you have something to do, you are giving your full effort on that. അല്ലേ, dedicated student. Used for one particular purpose. ആ ഒരു കാര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി, if you have exams, you are dedicated means you are keeping on studying for that, preparing for that, making different notes. Fine? Okay, that is the meaning of dedication. Next one is to keep up with. That is an expression to keep up with. That means to make progress at the same rate of something. To make progress at the same rate as something. Example, the teacher spoke so quickly that it was hard for me to keep up with all the information she gave. To make progress at the same rate as something. That means the teacher spoke quickly that it was hard for me to keep up with all the information she gave. That I was not able to understand each and every information she gave because she was a bit quick. Clear? Okay. Now, let's here then also another word, economize. No, economize means to use less money than you spend normally. It is to save our money. Economize. Japan has introduced hydrogen cars to reduce air pollution and to economize on fuel cost. Economize. Okay, then moving to the next paragraph. Here says, on the other hand. We were speaking about two situations, that means staying in the home and going for education. That advantages as well as disadvantages are discussed in the first body paragraph. First body il nammal adu rendum vyaktamayittu paranju. And we are moving to the second body paragraph. On the other hand, when students live away from home, they also face challenges. There are some challenges. One disadvantage is having to find accommodation. It's difficult for them to find accommodation. Universities are often located in major urban centers where rents are high. If students have to find a room with even the basic facilities, it is really hard. So we are giving a disadvantage, and along with that we are explaining what is that disadvantage. When you make a point, it's beneficial if you explain the point clearly. Okay? Then they are again saying, however, there are benefits of learning to study independently in other cities. The first point was the disadvantages of studying away from home. Staying away while studying. ആദ്യത്തെ സെൻറ്റൻസ് ഫസ്റ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത് ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് ആയിരുന്നു അല്ലേ. when you go to universities and when we have to stay somewhere nearby, that means away from your family. They have mentioned that one disadvantage is to find accommodation. And what is that? Why is it so? You have to give an explanation. And next we are going to say about the disadvantages over there. Here we are going to say about the benefits. ആദ്യം നമ്മൾ ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് പറഞ്ഞു, ഇനി അതിൻ്റെ ബെനിഫിറ്റ് എന്താണ്. However, there are benefits of learning to study independently in another city. The students will become independent. Students are able to escape the distractions of family life and thereby establish study routines, and form friendship with other students who find themselves in the same situation. These factors may help them in their studies. ഇതിൻ്റെ രണ്ട് വശങ്ങളും നമ്മൾ ഈ പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ പറഞ്ഞു. അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജും പറഞ്ഞു, ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജും പറഞ്ഞു. ഒരു അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് പറഞ്ഞു, അതിനെ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്തു. അടുത്ത് തന്നെ ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് പറഞ്ഞു, അതിനെയും എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നു. സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആർ ഏബിൾ ടു എസ്കേപ്പ് ദ ഡിസ്ട്രാക്ഷൻസ് ഓഫ് ഫാമിലി ലൈഫ് ആൻഡ് ദേ ബൈ establish study routines and form friendship with other students who find themselves in the same situation. These factors may help them in their studies. Clear? Okay, and let's see some vocabularies in this paragraph. To face challenges, it's again an expression that means to have to deal with situations which may be difficult. Clear? Okay, children from poor families face many challenges if they want to go to university. And next one is facilities. Facilities means equipments provided for a particular purpose. The library has excellent facilities for users to access the internet. The facilities which are there, that means the equipments provided for particular purpose. And next word is distraction. Everybody know what distraction is. It is a noun that things that take your attention away from what you are doing. I'm distracted means I'm not getting concentrated. I cannot concentrate in that situation because of some issues. Okay? And example is, I find it hard to work at home because there are too many distractions. These words could be used in writing task. Okay, to form friendship, even that is an expression. To start, to create and develop friendship, that is to form friendship. She formed many close friendships at university, particularly in the subjects that she was studying. To form friendships, that is an expression. Next word is circumstances. That means the facts and conditions which affect a situation. There are many facts or conditions which affect a situation. Example for that is, police said that there was no suspicious circumstances surrounding the death of the president. There is nothing suspicious circumstances. That means the facts and conditions which affect a situation is called a circumstance. Now, after that, we are going to a conclusion. How can we write a conclusion here? To conclude, or in conclusion, while there will clearly be differences in the personal circumstances of individual university students, we should generalize it first. There are differences in the personal circumstances of individual university students. Some potential advantages and disadvantages of living at home or away from home can be identified. What we have told over here is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of that situation? That we should clearly mention in our conclusion. Conclusionil advantages and disadvantages aanu enna vyaktamayittu paranjirikkanam. This is the way how we can write an advantage disadvantage essay. Is it clear to you all? Okay. So idana a type of essay which says advantages and disadvantages, and there should be an introduction. Yes. അതിനുശേഷം എന്താണ്, ഒരു ബോഡി പാരഗ്രാഫ് എഴുതണം. സെക്കൻഡ് ബോഡി പാരഗ്രാഫ് അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് ബോഡി പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജും ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജും മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യണം. സെക്കൻഡ് ബോഡി പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ അടുത്ത അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജും ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജും മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യണം. ആൻഡ് ഫൈനലി ഇൻ കൺക്ലൂഷൻ you should clearly mention that these are the advantages as well as these are the disadvantages. Thank you so much. Hope it is clear to you all.